What's up, y'all? This was back with another reaction, y'all, from the Fat Man's Podcast. I got another reaction for y'all. But before we get into this, y'all, please hit this like button right here and the subscribe button. My goal is to hit 50 subscribers by the end of this month, so please do, and hit that post notification button too when my videos come out. And on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sometimes I upload during the week, but you know what I'm saying. But I'm feeling good today. I took a shower, feel good. Got me some coffee. Got my cigar right here. You know what I mean? Got me a little something to drink. I'm all set. So let's get into this, y'all. So the name of this reaction is "Racism Does Not Exist. Blacks suffer due to breakdown of the family. Debate on the fallen state." And I see y'all like Dusty Peterson. I got like over like 20 views on that one, so I see y'all like the Jesse Lee Peterson video, so I guess I'm start doing that more. So let's get into this, y'all. There was something else I wanted to tell y'all. Yeah, tell me what y'all think about up in this video. Put up in the comments. Hey, send me some videos on my Instagram, because I really don't know what to react to. I just go by what y'all be viewing more. And I see y'all like the Justin Lee Peterson stuff. I think I'm gonna do the reaction to PM Rock's death and stuff on the news and stuff. I got a lot to say about that and the black community and stuff like that. That video might be really long, so I'm gonna try to put this out before I start that video. So I'm just gonna, right after this reaction, I'm just gonna do it. But yeah, let's get up in this, y'all. I'm talking too much. So I actually watched a little bit of this, like I don't know, like 3 minutes of it. It's only 7 minutes, so let's get into it.
Are most Black Americans suffering due to racism or the lack of moral character?
Well, it is a false equivalency. It is neither. It is.
So they're not suffering due to racism.
It is both.
And they're not suffering.
More than both.
But you give me too many answers.
That's all you can get, though. I mean, everything.
Yeah, I don't understand why people don't just give you a straight answer, then put context on it after you answer the question. That's what I be thinking. But hey, give the answer and then put context of why you're giving that answer. That'll make more sense. But hey, because you don't want to get context and then answer the question. And now I believe racism does exist. I'm not saying it exists these days as much as it did back in the day, you know what I mean, in the 60s, 70s, and you know, Jim Crow area and stuff like that, where actually black people were more successful back in them days, and then now. That's crazy, ain't it? But yeah, like I don't believe in white privilege or nothing like that.
It's not a soundbite. There are some things.
No, I want to know: are they suffering due to racism or the lack of moral character?
It is not either or.
So they're not suffering due to racism, and they're not suffering due to the lack of moral character.
It is both and.
I think it's more moral character. Like we publicize like drugs and, you know, selling dope and stuff like that. Instead of getting to the money, starting your own businesses and going to school. Well, I guess black people do go. I guess they more popular on school. I don't know. That's debatable, but yeah.
And some more. Does racism affect black employment? Yes. Are there other things that affect black employment? Certainly there are. Racism is one of them. Perhaps some character issues, depending on who the person is.
Let me go back to this. First, I want to
He
say
said some. Most is more. I think it's more on character, than it is now. And I don't understand like them pro-blacks. Like I'm pro-black. I believe I'm for black people, not all the extra stuff. White people should be in this conversation and stuff like that. I don't believe in all that, but you know, I like my black people. They feel I'll be a coon and stuff like that, but I don't really care. But yeah, like, yeah, I don't know what I was about to say.
That racism doesn't exist is an illusion. What do you say about that?
I say that's silly.
You say that's silly?
Yes, sir.
Why do you say it's silly?
Well, I've been called names enough to know that racism exists.
But that could be because they just hated you. They made a judgment and they hate you, not because you're color, they just hate you.
That is true.
Do you ever have fights with family members?
No, I refuse.
But you know, family members do fight, right?
Sure.
And is that racist?
Not necessarily, no.
And so, why is it that when blacks and whites fight, is racism?
You're oversimplifying reality.
No. Don't go around that question. He's absolutely right. When black people fight, it's not racism. But when we fight a white dude, it's racism. Or they fight us, that's racism. That's crazy.
We have a race issue or a spiritual issue?
I think the biggest problem with us when it comes to race relations is not skin, but sin. And so that issue of our problem starts on the inside. It's a person's heart. And
so the Bible says that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spirits and principalities and wickedness in high places.
Yes.
Meaning that it has nothing to do with skin color. It has nothing to do with male and female. It's good versus evil. Am I right about that?
I believe you're right about that.
So then why should children of God go along with the children of the lie and call it racism when it's really not racism, something that doesn't exist, never has existed, and because it doesn't exist, we can't solve it. Why not call it what it is? So
you actually think racism has never existed?
Right.
Do you think you could trace your family history back to a thing called slavery, or is that my imagination?
I can. A matter of fact,
so you don't think slavery was racism?
No.
You weren't, your parents...
Because there were black people who owned slaves as well.
That's not my point. The point is, why were you a slave?
Because they just happened to own me. But let me tell you
But
this.
it had nothing to do with your race.
Well,
is
no.
there a reason why the preponderance of...
I don't know what to say on that one. Because white people have been enslaved too, Italians, Jewish people, shoot. I'm not gonna say what Jewish went through, but y'all know the H dude was trying to damn near, wipe them all out. I should say a genocide. I think it's just the black stuff is more popularized than it is like the other races and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Slaves in America, they were just accidentally black.
But you know, white people have been enslaved as well by other whites, right? And then blacks have been enslaved by other blacks. In parts of Africa,
that's right.
True.
Is that racism?
Probably not, no.
Yes or no?
I said probably not.
I know, but I need a yes or no. You're a pastor.
Yeah, well, like yes or no question. So, if blacks own blacks, it's not as probably, but when whites own black people, it's a yes. That's crazy. That is crazy.
So I want to try to help people.
Yeah, I understand that.
Is that racism when blacks enslave other blacks? Yeah.
It can be racism, sir.
When blacks enslave other blacks?
It can be, yes.
How is that?
I'm black, you're black, I take you to the white slaveholder because you're black. That's racism on my part and his.
But we're not talking about white on black slavery. In Africa,
you see how it went right back to the white man?
Black on black.
Yeah.
Slavery, no white people around.
Yeah.
Is that racism?
It can be.
But is it?
You'll have to check his heart. I don't know. The reality is the preponderance.
So you can say that about the white person now. Hey, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all.
The most of white on black slavery was racism.
How do you know that?
If you read the writings, if you read the diaries, if you check the historical statements made by the folks who held the slaves, the disrespect, the disregard, making them three-fifths, making them not a person, then 3/5 of a person, that is racism. It was institutionalized, codified right there in the Constitution.
That was for the power of the vote.
Of course it was, but it's still racism, regardless of what your motive is.
Let me move on. Morality. I say that most Black Americans are suffering not because of racism, but the lack of moral character. Most blacks are immoral. Do you disagree with that?
I think that's a...
on that one, I wouldn't say most, because there's actually some good Black people out here that don't believe, nothing has stopped them before, nothing like that. They went through some stuff, but they don't blame it on the white man or the racism or nothing like that. I wouldn't say most of, or I wouldn't say most have bad character. I think a lot of blacks have good characters. It's just like, I think the people in the media popularize on like bad character, you know what I mean? Like bad Sharpton, what's his name? Al Sharpton. He was actually trying to sell drugs. He actually got arrested before. He actually turned into an FBI informant, and y'all popularized that man like that. You got Umar Johnson, which he's been saying for 10 years that he was gonna build a school for blacks. So all y'all money. Do you have BLM? I'm just gonna talk about the recent BLM, 90 million or something like that, 60 million, 30 million, something like that. She paid her brother over $1 million for be security, which he had never had experience in security.
Stupid statement, sir, with all due respect.
And do you disagree?
I definitely disagree, yes.
And why do you disagree?
Well, to say that most blacks are immoral,
yeah.
I disagree because it compares it by virtue of the context in which you say it. It is in comparison to whites. I think that's what you're saying.
I wasn't thinking that way, but okay.
Well, I mean, you have to have some context to it.
But you disagree with me, right?
Oh, yes.
72% of black babies are born out of wedlock today.
And what's the percentage of white babies born out of wedlock? Is that
immoral?
What percentage of white babies are born out of wedlock?
Answer my question.
I happen to know.
But is that immoral?
It's definitely immoral.
So then, these blacks who are having these babies are carrying out, performing an immoral act, right? Am I right?
Yes.
Black on black crime out of control in most of the cities. Is that immoral?
Yes.
I couldn't call that necessarily immoral.
It's not immoral?
It depends on what you...
Oh my God, I hate people like this. Yes, that's immoral. You're killing your own race.
What crime? Who's participating in it? How many people? You went from the one about the babies and you left a question unanswered.
What was that?
The majority of white babies are also born out of wedlock.
Why are you bringing up whites when we're talking about blacks?
Well, because why are you picking on blacks?
I'm not.
Why,
I'm not picking on blacks.
I mean, it's an American problem.
To help blacks.
See, why are we talking about racism then? Because it's an American problem, not a black problem.
It's not an American problem.
It is an American problem. The majority of babies in America now are born out of wedlock.
But see, we're talking about the issues of black Americans today. And how are you going to help them if you justify their bad behavior?
Oh, nobody's justifying.
By pointing out what white people are doing, because blacks are already blaming everybody else for their problems instead of themselves, so they're not getting better.
True.
And so that's why I brought you here, to make them focus on themselves and stop talking about what the white man is doing.
Okay. Black people who are focusing on yourself, stop.
But no, you are pointing out, when I ask you about immorality and all this stuff, you pointed out what the white man did.
No, I only did it because you are, by definition, comparing black people to whites.
I'm not.
Well, no. By definition.
No, I'm not comparing them at all. I'm talking about the way that God wants us to live.
He's going by the Bible.
If we want to survive on earth.
Okay, I mean, I don't think he never compared black people to white people. I think most black people do that, compare themselves to white people. Oh, oh, well, he got this job and stuff like that, and da da da. But yeah, that's the end of the video, y'all. Y'all tell me what y'all think up in the comments. I think it was actually a good video. I didn't agree with the immoral thing. I don't think most black people are immoral. I think there's a good percentage are unmoral, but I wouldn't say there's more. I wouldn't say there's more. I think there's more moral people, more good character of black people. I just think media popularize it more, I should say, but then it would go back to the white people. Then they would say, "Oh, the white people own this." So I don't know. Y'all tell me in the comments what y'all think, because I'm kind of debating on that one. Because I wouldn't say most of them are anymore. Because I think I got good character. I think my mom has good character. I think my dad has good character. I think most of the people in my family have good character. You know what I mean? Some are lazy, some are not. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying about my family, but I think a lot of there's a lot of people in the black community are kind of lazy. Then they rather just sit at home or do something and blame on the white person. I should say that. I wouldn't say they're immoral though. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Y'all tell me in the comments what y'all think, and please hit this like button and subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 50 subscribers by the end of this month, so please do, and hit that post notification button, because I have videos coming out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I try to do three Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sometimes I post like one during the week. So I will see you guys on the next one. I am out. Osiris is out, y'all.